Hello, my name is Rami Ivers. My topic I will be discussing today is conscious consumerism. Conscious consumerism is understanding all that goes into a product when deciding when to make a purchase, understanding the life cycle of the product and making your decisions based on that understanding. This enables making positive decisions for others and the environment. The products we consume are ending up in landfills, the ocean, and causing a ton of pollution. The University of Southern Indiana states that the U.S. is the #1 trash-producing country in the world at 1,609 pounds per person per year. This means that 5% of the world's people generate 40% of the world's waste. Externalities are the unaccounted for costs. Some examples of the externalities of consuming include water degradation, environmental injustice, unethical labor, landfills, and e-waste disposal. We live in a consumer-cultured society. Through consumerism, social, gender, age, class, culture, inequities in the distribution of capital can all be seen and identified. Society and marketing pressures enable us to buy into things we do not need. We don't buy things, we buy how things make us feel, therefore buying temporary happiness while accumulating stuff. There is no planet B, so we must start making conscious decisions about what we buy. Here's a graph showing the amount of natural resources the United States consumes compared to 4 other countries. If everyone on the planet lived how we do in the United States, we would need 5 Earths. There are many creative and eco-friendly ways to reuse products, such as thrifting, second-hand purchases, and you could make or buy art made with recycled materials. Here are a ton of examples of creative ways to reuse items. One thing I like to do is cover plastic containers with fabric to make planter pots. There are many unethical practices in production that go unnoticed, but we can change that by choosing to buy from ethical sources and other sources that reflect your values. You are voting with your lifestyle. Because we do live in a consumer society and our country relies on capitalism, we will most likely continue to consume products. Here are a few brands that are sustainable and ethical. I want to point out that small businesses are really important because they reduce transportation pollution. Life cycle assessments assess every stage a product goes through from birth to death. It includes the raw materials all the way to the disposal of recycling the product. I'm going to point out a few stages of the life cycle assessment of a toothbrush. The raw materials include polypropylene, which makes up the plastic part, nylon bristles made from carbon-based chemicals, extracted oil, and petroleum. The product gets manufactured and packaged. After the toothbrush's life is over, it then gets thrown away. Here are some examples of the unaccounted for costs that come out of the life cycle of a toothbrush: factory pollution, transportation pollution, toothbrushes ending up in the ocean, and toothbrushes adding to landfills. 1 billion toothbrushes are thrown away annually in the United States, so you can imagine how many are being produced annually. Consciously consuming involves buying less as well, understanding the difference between wanting and needing, and then taking action based on that. Helm suggests buying less can actually make us more satisfied and happier. If you have a lot of stuff, you have a lot on your mind, she says. Although we need to decrease our consumption, consumerism is the backbone of capitalism. This is why conscious consumerism matters. When people stop consuming, the economy goes down. Although consuming less altogether is better for the environment, it will have a negative impact on the economy. To sustain the environment, we need a strong economy. Therefore, consuming less may backfire on the environment. Scarce resources are a limiting factor in economic growth. Therefore, by depleting resources quickly, we're heading down a road of economic downfall as well as environmental degradation. Consciously consuming can reduce the amount of depleting natural resources. Instead of buying that brand new cotton t-shirt, buy a used and thrifted t-shirt, or one made from recycled materials such as plastic. We need to begin to not only be conscious with material things we buy, but the food we consume as well. Based on the chart, if we change our food consumption patterns to plant-based, we can use that extra land to grow other plant-based products and feed the 800 million people who are currently not getting enough food to meet their nutritional needs. Ways we can practice conscious consumerism include abandoning the bargain mindset, educating yourself on the things you buy. Ask yourself, is this a necessary addition to my life? and seek to buy from fair trade and other eco-friendly businesses. And that is my presentation on conscious consumerism. Thank you for listening.